Over 1 billion people are using AI every single month, but most of them are barely scratching the surface of what these AI tools can do. They open ChatGPT, try typing something like they are Googling, and then they get a random answer, and then they think, okay, I guess this is what AI can do. That's like you're buying a smartphone, but only using it to make phone calls. So the problem is not the tool, the problem is nobody taught you how to use these tools properly. And that's what exactly the video is about today. So in this video, we are going to cover two things. Number one, which AI tool is actually useful for you depending on where you are in your life right now. Because a student has a completely different need than someone looking for a job or a freelancer or someone who's already working in the industry. So I've tried to cover all these four sections in the video. Number two, how you can use these AI tools properly, not just you open and type. I'm going to show you a simple way how you can talk to AI so that it can give you much better answers. I'll even give you a ready-made prompt which you can copy and use right now. So without any further ado, let's start the video. So hi everyone, my name is Shivangi Tiwari and welcome back to my channel. I started my career as a software engineer, transitioned into product management and moved to Dubai. Parallelly, I started my own company. Its name is Brandinia. So you must be thinking there are traditional ways, Shivangi, which I'm already using and I'm doing my work pretty well. Then how does this matter to me? Hear me out. Here is why you can't afford to ignore this. A study of the London School of Economics found that people who use AI tools regularly save 7.5 hours every single week. That's almost one full working day given back to you. At the same time, 57% of employers are using AI secretly in their work without even telling their employer because they know it gives them an edge which nobody officially teaches them. So the gap between people who know how to use AI tools and people who don't is growing fast. So you right now have the opportunity to be on the right side. Now, before talking about the AI advantages, resumes and job application, I want to tell you about something which I've recently started using. And now it has become one of those tools which I didn't know I needed it until I had it. So while preparing for career switches and helping people in my network with their job application, I started using Wondershare PDF Element. And I came across it because I kept running into a very specific problem. You spend hours perfecting your resume on Word and then you export it on PDF and then you realize there is a typo or maybe some formatting error, or maybe you have to update your latest project and you have to go all the way to Word, fix it, re-export it, recheck the formatting. This whole process is frustrating and time wasting. So PDF Element solves this completely. Let me quickly show what I mean. This is my resume PDF. Let's say I notice a typo or want to update my latest project before applying for a job. Normally, I'd go back to Word, make a change, export it again and check the formatting. But with PDF Element, I can simply click on the text, edit it directly inside the PDF, save it, and it's ready to send. Here is what it actually does. One, it edits PDF directly. So you can open your resume PDF, click on the text you want to edit, and then you can change it or edit it right there. You can change a word, update a number, fix a bullet without even going back to Word. The formatting still stays intact. Number two, it converts between formats very seamlessly. PDF to Word, Word to PDF, Excel to PDF, PowerPoint to PDF. For example, if a recruiter asks for a Word version of my resume instead of a PDF, I can convert it in a few clicks without disturbing the formatting. Number three, filling and signing forms, offer letters, employment contracts, freelance agreements, you can e-sign directly inside the PDF element. No printing, no scanning or running around. Number four is OCR, which is the optical character recognition. If you have old certificates, scanned documents or printed transcripts that you need in digital editable format, PDF Element's OCR feature reads the text from scanned images and converts it into a fully editable content. I used it to digitize some of my older credentials and it worked really well. This is particularly useful when you're applying for jobs and only have scanned copies of certificates or transcripts available. One feature I found particularly useful is the AI assistant. You can paste a job description and ask the AI to identify important skills and keywords recruiters are looking forward for. This makes it easier to tailor your resume instead of sending the same version of your resume everywhere. And as we know, most companies today use ATS systems to filter resumes. These small changes in wording can make a huge difference. Number five, it compresses PDF files. Many job portals have the file size limit. A resume with a profile photo or some formatting can go above that particular size limit. So PDF Elements compression reduces the file size significantly without losing the quality. Number six, merging and organizing the documents. If you're submitting a portfolio, resume, cover letter, certifications, and work samples, you can merge them into one clean PDF. This looks much more professional than sending 5 different attachments. Number seven, annotating and reviewing. If you're reviewing someone else's resume or giving feedback on a document, you can add comments, highlight sections, and mark changes directly into the PDF. and it's available on both Windows and Mac. The interface is clean and intuitive, and it is fraction of the cost of Adobe Acrobat with the same quality of work. So if you're in your active job search mode right now and you want your document to look professional and function properly, then click on the link in the description and check it out today. You can start for free and explore Wondershare's PDF element as per your needs. So if you're a student, quick start to start. 92% of university students are now using AI tools. 1 year ago, that number was 66%. That's the fastest rise ever recorded. So if you're a student and you're not using AI tools, your classmates are already using it. Let's know some tools which can be definitely useful for you. Tool number 1 is ChatGPT or Claude. It's best for understanding difficult topics, writing help, and brainstorming. Think about a tutor who's available 24/7, never gets tired, and never judges you on your questions. You can paste anything from your textbook and say, explain this to me simply, and it will break down step-by-step things to you and explain it to you. Tool number 2 is Notebook LM by Google. This is best for studying your own notes and reading material. You can upload your lecture notes, textbook chapters, or research papers. It turns all of that into an AI you can have a conversation with, and it only answers from what you have uploaded. So this is great for your exam preparation. Tool number 3 is Grammarly. This is best for making your writing clearer and better. 65% of students say that AI has become essential to their success. Writing is still the number 1 skill you are graded on. Grammarly fixes your grammar, improves clarity, and helps you sound more confident in your essays. When you need actual academic sources, not the made-up ones, these tools search real databases and give you summaries, much safer than asking ChatGPT for citations. One important thing, the OECD found in 2026 that students who let AI do all their thinking actually did worse in exams. So yes, use AI tools to learn faster, but not as a shortcut to skip learning. Now talking about the job seekers. Job hunting today is very different from what it was 2 years ago. Companies are getting thousands of applications, and most of the applications are getting rejected by the software before it even reaches to the human recruiter who can read it. But the good news is AI gives you tools which can help you stand out if you know to use them properly. And also, AI related job postings in the US grew 25% in just 1 year. And even if you're not going into tech, just knowing how to use AI is now something employers notice on your resume. Now talking about the tools that can help you. Tool number 1 is, of course, it's going to be ChatGPT or Claude. It is best for interview preparation, writing your resume, and cover letters. You can paste in the job description, ask it to add relevant keywords in your resume that can help you in your ATS shortlisting. Also, for your interview preparation, you can use it. With the JD, you can ask what are the 10 most likely interview questions for this role. Give me strong answers based on my experience. Then paste your resume. It will prepare you better than any coaching. I've seen people getting interviewed for companies they thought were way out of their reach, just because they applied smartly and they prepared strategically, at least smarter than anyone else. Tool number 2 is going to be Kick Resume or Resi. It is best for building a resume that actually gets past filters. Most companies use a software called Applicant Tracking System these days to scan your resume before a human recruiter sees it. So these type of tools help you create and customize your resume as per the job description so that your resume doesn't get filtered out in the ATS system. Tool number 3 is Perplexity. It is best for researching companies before interviews. Before any interview, type in the company name and ask for their recent news, challenges, and what they are working on. You'll walk in the interview knowing things which the interviewer doesn't expect you to know. Trust me, it leaves a long-lasting impression. Tool number 4 is LinkedIn plus any AI tool. This is best for making your profile work for you. Like, you can use ChatGPT to write the summary of your LinkedIn for the type of job you want. A strong profile gets 30% more visibility just from being worded around the right skills. A quick tip, don't just mention familiar with AI tools in your resume. Be specific while you are writing. For example, you can write something like this: used AI to cut research time by 50%, used AI tools to prepare and land 3 job interviews in one specific month. If you will be specific, it will sound more credible. Now let's talk about the freelancers. First of all, here are some stats that should actually excite you or motivate you to move faster. 84% of freelancers are now using AI tools regularly, up from 41% 3 years ago. And AI skills on Upwork, it has grown 119% in a single year. And here is the truth: freelancers who are losing work nowadays are the ones who are using AI lazily, copy pasting whatever answer AI gives and saying that my work is done. And if you think you are being smart by doing this as a freelancer, your client is even more smarter. Think about it. The freelancers who are winning are the ones who are using AI to make their work faster while still bringing their own thinking and expertise to the output. Here are the tools that you can use as a freelancer. Tool number 1 is Claude or ChatGPT. It is best for creating your first drafts, researching, brainstorming ideas for clients. So you can use these tools to get the solid first draft of your work in minutes. Then you have to add in your knowledge to make it actually look good. And think about it deeply, clients are paying for your judgment, not just copy pasted text. Tool number 2 is Notion AI. It is best for managing multiple clients without losing your brain. It helps you write client updates, organize project notes, and summarize long conversations. When you're already juggling with 4-5 clients, this keeps things from falling through the cracks. Tool number 3 is Canva AI. It is best for creating professional visuals even when you're not a designer. Presentations, social media graphics, reports, Canva AI helps you produce things that look genuinely good, offering design level output without charging design prices. This is a real advantage. Tool number 4 is Zapier or Meek. It is best for automating all the repetitive admin work. Connect your tools so that when a new client fills out your form, a folder gets created, a welcome email goes out, and a task appears on your list. All automatically done. There is no manual work involved. Okay, now talking about the tools that working professionals can use. So yeah, if you're working in a company, doesn't matter which industry, which role, this one is for you. One thing, professionals using AI save 7.5 hours per week on an average. That's a full working day every week. But here's the other side of it. 68% of employees have received zero AI training in the past year. So most of those hours, they're going to a small group of people who have already figured out things by themselves. Now let's make sure that you are in that group. So tool number 1 is Microsoft Copilot or Google Gemini. This is best for what you're already doing in Word, Excel, Gmail, slides. If your company uses Microsoft or Google tools, you already have built-in AI. Copilot can summarize your emails, write first drafts of documents, and turn your bullet points into a full presentation. Most people don't realize it's already there. And that's the reason they are either ignoring it or not using it properly. Tool number 2 is Auto.ai or Fireflies. This is best for meetings so you never have to take notes again. These tools join your Zoom or Teams calls, record everything, and send you a summary with action items at the end. I myself used to spend 45 minutes after every meeting to just write down what was discussed. That time I can save now. Tool number 3 is ChatGPT or Claude. It is best for thinking through complex decisions and preparing for important conversations. Here's the use most people miss before a big meeting or presentation. Paste in your plan and ask, what are the 5 most strongest objections someone might raise against this? That kind of preparation makes you look sharp in the room. Tool number 4 is Perplexity. It is best for getting fast, accurate background on industries, companies, or topic research. Before a client call or presentation, Perplexity gives you a current, well-sourced briefing in 2 minutes. You'll consistently know more than the room expects you to know. Now let's talk about how you can use these tools. So knowing the tool is just half the picture. The other half is knowing how to properly talk to them. Here's what nobody tells you. AI gives you exactly the type of answer that matches the type of question you are throwing in front of it. So if you throw a vague question, you'll get a vague answer. If the question is good and detailed, you'll get genuinely good answers. So the skill of asking AI good questions is called prompting. And once you understand this, everything gets better. Let's break it down simply. There are 3 things which a good prompt needs. Tell it who you are and what your situation is. Don't assume it to know anything about you. Start by giving the context first. Tell it exactly what you want. Like, be very specific. For example, help me with my resume is not a task. Rewrite the bullet points in my resume to sound more result focused for a marketing role. This is a task. This is how you should be specific. Tell it the format you want. Do you want a list, a paragraph, a table, 3 options to choose from? Just say that upfront. Now let me show you how it looks in real life. Let's say you're a job seeker. You want to find out what jobs are open in your field right now, which companies are hiring, when to apply, and what skills they want. What most people are going to do, they'll open ChatGPT and type something like find me jobs in marketing, and they get generic, unhelpful answers. The better way is go to ChatGPT, or I would suggest go to Claude and then type this prompt. You can see the prompt on your screen. This is a completely different type of answer that you are going to get versus simply typing find me jobs. You gave it your background, you gave it your location, you gave it 5 specific things you want, and you told it you want real answers, not vague advice. I would suggest try it right now after the video. One more principle, do not stop at the first answer. So AI is not a vending machine, it's a conversation. If the first answer isn't quite right, which will happen in most of the cases, try saying something like this. This is too general, make it more specific to my situation. Give me 3 different versions of this. Simplify this, write it the way I'd actually say it. The more you go back and forth, the better output you will get. So people who get the best results from AI treat it like a conversation with a very smart colleague, not just a Google search. So bringing it all together, AI is not going to replace you, but someone who knows how to use AI well, they might. So the tools are there, they are mostly free. The only thing that's standing between you and getting real value is knowing how to use these tools. You now have a starting point for your specific situation. So just a homework, try opening your favorite AI tool, and instead of giving a simple prompt without giving any context, without giving any explanation, explanation, write a detailed prompt, very detailed prompt, very specific prompt, and then compare the answers that you're getting. You will yourself get surprised. If this video was useful for you, try sending it to someone who keeps saying, I really need to learn AI and hasn't started yet. So yeah, I hope you liked the video. If you liked the video, don't forget to hit the like button, share it to your friends and family, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell notification so that you get notified whenever I post my new video. Thank you so much.